What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. So right here, I know the big box is on the little box. It just work that way and they're stable. But right here, we got Batman Nightfall. Everyone dubbed it Nightfall Batman. But if anyone's actually read Nightfall, you would know this isn't Batman. He is Batman, but he's not. This is Azrael. So let me rewind us back to when I was a little kid. I had a cousin I have a cousin named Gina, and one year she bought me a pack of comics for Christmas. At this point, I was way into Batman. My mom used to read me storybooks of Batman. I mean, I was pretty young when I got this, but I got a pack of comics. I had like Guy Guyver or Guy Gar. I haven't seen that comic in a real long time, but he's part of like the Green Lantern stuff. Had a couple others, but it had Nightfall issue 17. If you've never seen this cover, I'll throw it up right here. Nightfall issue 17, as a child, was extremely confusing, but it became one of my favorite things, and I had to know more. I wasn't even able to fully read at this point, not at the level, comic books throw some big words in there every once in a while. But the front cover, we got Batman jumping at Bruce Wayne in a wheelchair. He's wearing these gnarly gauntlets. As I was a little kid flipping into the pages, I see this blonde guy is Batman. And I'm like, wait, what? Batman's not blonde. And at this point, I'm just looking at pictures, and we got Bruce Wayne in a wheelchair. Well, it turns out, I used to know him as Jean Paul, but I would assume now as an adult, it's Jean Paul. But who knows? I say Jean Paul a lot because that's what I've been saying as a kid. So before anyone goes to correct me as Jean Paul or Jean Paul, I'm going to keep saying Jean Paul because I've always said it. If one day I find out I'm completely wrong, maybe then I'll revert. I kind of think of the Attack on Titan character, Jean. It's Jean, but it's Jean. But Jean Paul Valley, or Jean Paul Valley, we'll just, whatever, move on. So Bane breaks Batman's back over his knee. It's the famous arc right there. Well, Batman enlists the help of Jean Paul Valley. It turns out Nightwing's a little hurt that Bruce didn't come to him to be Batman, but he knows that Bruce wants him to live his own life and everything. And Jean Paul takes over. This guy is a lunatic. He's basically been programmed by the Knights of Saint Dumas, and he has this like system that clicks on, and he doesn't really know what he's doing, and he ends up drawing out the design for the gauntlets. We see he's a super aggressive Batman as it is. It's really funny that he doesn't exhibit all the character traits we know of Batman. Like when Gordon talks to Jean Paul, he's talking to him, and he turns around. He's all, "Oh," he's all, "What?" He's like, "Well, you usually disappear." But anyway, Jean Paul goes completely crazy with the Bat persona, claims himself to be the only Batman, and he basically starts taking criminals down brutally. Like, he's brutal about it. And he ends up taking Bane down as well in this suit. He ends up fighting him with the gauntlets only, and it wasn't quite enough, but then he comes at him again with this, and he completely mops the floor with Bane, like mops the floor with him. And Bane ends up in prison, and then the only thing left to do is for Bruce to come back. He wears his Tengu mask, gains his confidence back through a bunch of trials, and he has this huge building that he first jumped off when he was Batman. He has to work his way up to get the courage to jump off that building again, and then he knows he's back. Once he does, Bruce has to take on Azrael. It's been a little bit since I've read them, but they are some of my favorite books. I know they're cheesy, but what comics weren't in the 90s, But it's really cool. They got a great callback where Bane comes through, and when Batman's coming through the clock and Bane's pointing at him, and then later it's Bruce in the Batsuit doing the same thing here to Azrael. I would like to clear it up. A lot of people call him Nightfall Batman, which you can. He is Batman. He is Nightfall. He's not the Batman, but he is a Batman. But this piece was an absolute must for me. I got a really cool thing in the works right now to really seal in my love for Nightfall. That'll be unveiled eventually throughout time. But let's dive right into this because I could not wait to get my hands on this piece. Let's get into this. So, I'm not quite sure which one our box 1 of 2 was. We got some cool artwork right here on the back. We got a bunch of cool stuff right here. So we got the Injustice Manta, which I actually thought he was canceled. No, Aquaman was canceled. And then Black Manta from... Okay, so that's confusing. Injustice 2, Aquaman was canceled. And then Black Manta from the movie Aquaman was canceled due to popularity. That was announced a while back. We got Lobo here. We got another calendar, which, 2020. This is going to be sick. So we got the first Colossus. We got God of War. I'm so behind on that series, I don't even know. Superman from Injustice. Guts from Berserk. That's an anime that I would really like to get into, but I know if I do, I'll want all the statues. Got Bumblebee. Oh, I wonder who's for my birth month. Devil May Cry. I haven't played one of these since number 2 either. Dig Dante, though. Bane. Got this piece on pre-order. Bane from Batman Rebirth. We got Ryu. I always say Ryu, but Karen corrects me. Predator. Minions. I've never seen Despicable Me. Red Sonja. Love this piece. Dig the venom coming off the fangs. Akuma. I almost said Blanca. I don't know enough about Street Fighter. That's Karen's domain. And we got Batman vs. the Joker Dragon from Dark Knight's Metal. That piece is sick too. Got that on pre-order. So one thing I want to say though real quick. I don't know who is getting the new 52 pieces that were the collaboration between Prime 1 and Sideshow, but I just seen the pictures drop of the first pictures of Batman from the new 52 line, and I'm on the verge of canceling him. If you've seen, his cape has lost all of its folds in front. It looks like a blob. It's not sitting in there right. The paint app is terrible. I'm waiting to see what else, other people's photos, see what's going on, but from the looks of it, the cape is final. Also, on Sideshow, I threw them on payments. I'm going to wait for those pictures to drop, and if they're not good, I'm canceling them. I don't have the room to get them all that do not look good anymore. Back in the day, I might have overlooked it, but that's not what we're doing now. So, we see what we got here. And I'm actually thinking that this box is going to be our base. It's going to be our arms, it's going to be our body, and it's going to be the gargoyle. And the other box is going to be all of our accessories and the 3 different heads. We got our instructions right here. God, he looks cool without the whole shoulder armor. Even the inside of the shoulder armor is all detailed. This is going to be a dream piece. So, it's crazy. But, I mean, everyone has their favorite characters in the Batman universe, and as much as I absolutely love Batman, I've got this huge fandom for Thomas Wayne, Flashpoint Batman, and this huge fandom for Azrael. It's probably just being a kid, and that being one of the first real stories I ever read of the Batman, and it blew my mind. And I always thought Azrael was such a cool character. He was the only reason we really jumped into the Justice League Odyssey, was because he was a big part of it. Alright, we got this beautiful blue cape. It's gorgeous. There's some magnets in it. You can see it sticking to itself right there. The inside, a darker blue. Really digging it. God. Everything about this piece has just got me so giddy. This guy has a huge footprint. This base is massive. Smells like new statue. It's kind of scary because this all comes from China. I know it's a Japanese company, but they come from China warehouses. Everyone knows about the coronavirus going on, which I do know most companies have been okayed to ship again.
Do you think Terry?
I don't know. But here we go. Nightfall Batman number 41 to 250 exclusives. With the exclusive, we do get the more armored helmet style head. So, I'm assuming this is our front, but I haven't quite looked at a picture of him for a while. Take our arms out right now. Put them right back here so you can see our base. I will say, as wild as I am about this Batman, the base is kind of just, the base isn't like the other bases, but I think we'll make up for it in the actual Batman himself. Alright, so if we take a look down here, I know I'm talking fast, let's slow it down a little bit, I guess. Just so excited about him. Alright, so we got this monster of a gargoyle. He looks like he's cracked because that's the way he's supposed to be. It got me a little worried. This thing's actually pretty light compared to like the angels that sit. We got a peg and a magnet area. So that's definitely what goes in this hole over here. There we go. All right. Comes out easy enough. I always like to check that. So if you just put it in right, he goes right in. So they're saying next, they want us to get our bat. So the base sits this way. And they want our body up here. Oh my God. Look at this bruiser. Azrael. Oh, look at that leather texture down there. How cool is that? I love all the pouches. Very 90s. Very McFarlane-esque, like his Spawn at the time. You can tell how all these directly influenced each other. Rob Liefeld always did a ton of pouches on everything and was terrible at drawing feet and hands. But still cool. You can see his Captain America cover is deemed one of the worst out there. He's got such an awkward bulk to his body. Captain America. So now, these are actually pretty light too. Wing 1 and wing 2. So, this is why that wasn't working. Definitely trying to put the wrong one on the wrong side. It looked like it made sense in the moment. My adrenaline is like through the roof. I'm like, oh.
You're kind of shaking too.
Huh?
You're kind of shaking.
Oh yeah, I know. He is just so cool. Usually I don't really lose my cool like that. Alright. go ahead and pull this monster piece out. Set it on the back burner for right now. I don't think I've been all nervous in a video since my early ones. But you can just tell this piece means a lot to me. Alright. So, they definitely want us to start at the bottom. We got red. If you see right here, it's just going to go red. We got green. Green. Wow, those like pull out of your hand while you're putting in. Yellow. It's going to go yellow. How cool is that? Completely impractical, but definitely a product of the 90s. That's another thing. I think the 90s, if I could jump in a time machine, blue, I would love to see the comic explosion of the 90s as an adult. I think that would be awesome. Black goes black. And then we got this one that is the same color of him. And it's going to go right in. How cool is that so far? That is intense. All right. Next, we bring up the arms. It's just so cool. It's everything I wanted it to be. It's crazy because everyone thought that Bane that they were doing was definitely going to be Nightfall Bane, but you could tell, it's hard to tell, but you could slightly tell that it was definitely a David Finch Bane from Rebirth. But if we got Nightfall Azrael, I mean, it's not out of the cards. He's kind of the main standout in Nightfall because Nightwing has that disco suit, though. My fingers are so sharp and pointy, they're like poking through this. This is a Batman who's ready to murder. Like, look at this. Look at the fingers underneath. God, I love the metallic paint app on it. Oh. This hand has got some foam in there to take care of it. Look at that. How cool. Like, oh man. It's way too cool. Alright. So now, we're going to take our shoulder armor. Here, let's give them a quick twirl before we even put that on. Because look, got these awesome straps. Really dig it. Really dig it. Look at that. That is killer. That's huge too. There's all that on the inside. How cool is that? That is way cool. So, they actually want us to hook our cape inside of this. I can tell you one thing. These loops are going to be pushed to their absolute limit. It's like they folded it weird to sew them in. Alright, that's one of them. This is sort of a pain in the ass. Oh, that one. That one worked out so much better. All right. All right. Very cool. All right. Now our heads. What are these? Oh, our switch out hands. All right. I dig it. It's like when he goes full armored. Because his early renditions look just like this. Alright. So we will definitely get those up. But let's put these off to the side at the moment. Alright. You know what? Alright. They're slightly shorter ears. Oh, it's so cool. I don't know how the hell you'd breathe in there, though. It's so cool. Oh. This guy is a monster and a half. Like, wow. That cape, too, is just so cool.
On the video, it looks like its head it's a bit small.
It
but
does?
in person, it looks better.
These wires are definitely stiff. Cape is definitely huge, though. Wow. Alright, let's check our next head. Amazing that these ears made it. This one's a little more pronounced with the taller ears. I'll go ahead and give you guys very cool. Insanely cool. And the helmet. How cool is that? With the first head. The second head. All right. God, and they all fit so well. Let's try something. Cool. Oh, I dig it. Oh my God, I thought when I got him that the exclusive head would be one I probably wouldn't use that much. But this helmet is dope. Like, that is way cool. There's one more type helmet that he had, but I mean, you know, just different artists doing different designs on them that they did not include, but I mean, the three we got are fantastic. Wow. This guy is huge too. Like, this base is bigger than Thomas Wayne's base, and Thomas Wayne has a big base. Like, he has those extra dragon heads that stick out. And I thought his base was big, but this base is a monster. But you know what? Like, it goes perfect with this statue. I haven't been this excited about a piece in a while. Like, Prime 1 started with their Arkham line and then moved into the movies and everything, and then when the comic line became a thing, like a viable option, like him and Harley Rebirth were debuted at the same show. I still remember they were showing one piece, and in the background, out of focus, you could see like the side of him. That's immediately, I zoomed in on it, posted it, was super excited about it. But I'll tell you now, their comic adaptation is beautiful. It's incredible. I guess we should have known with Deadman and the Lieber Miho collaboration that comic pieces were already viable, but I mean, once it hits a Batman, like, I'll tell you one thing. I am completely content canceling that new 52 Batman. Like, this thing could hold me over for until the DK3 Batman comes out, because that thing's going to be a monster. But, wow. This head is incredible. Like, if you didn't get the exclusive, or, I mean, because I don't want to say then you missed out, because you didn't. The other two heads are super sweet. But if you have a chance to get the exclusive or not, I mean, this head is incredible. When I saw the pictures, I didn't think that it would be a head I would use very much, but I would definitely leave this head on. It is way awesome. Oh, as you can see though, perfect statue, went together fine. Magnets are tight. The legs, beautiful, nothing broken. It's scary now because it's a possibility. We've had a couple broken pieces happen. If you saw my mom's Wonder Woman, things were broken on the horse, the Wonder Woman on horse. Recently, our Swamp Thing's arms didn't fit in too great.
Catwoman.
Catwoman? Well, that was a sideshow reselling me someone's return. So that's a whole different issue. But
Oh, and then
it was a piece that really recent where we sanded out
the big. I know, but what was
Oh, XE suit Batman.
it?
Yeah, that was the one.
Super heavy.
Oh, his arms? Ridiculously heavy.
Well, we had to ship it back.
Yeah, it was terrible. Wow. So, we'll wrap it up right here. But if you guys haven't read Nightfall, it's long. It's super long. But I highly suggest you read it because it was fun. It's awesome. It's a product of its time. You're going to get to find out who Azrael is. I mean, look at this guy. He is dope. It's Nightfall Batman right here. Nah, Azrael of the Bat. I could go on and on. We could break down Nightfall one day, but we're not here to do that. We'll sum it up with this statue. We'll leave on this head. I think I'll do one of his normal heads first with his cool, ridiculous hands. But, yeah. Let me know what you think about this piece. Let me know if you got it on order, if you got yours in, if it lived up to your expectations. Because this blew my expectations away. Like, this is insane. I was not ready for this. As you could tell, I was nervous. I was shaky. I love Azrael. I think he's so cool. Find me on PS4. I'm Azrael of the Bat. Play Call of Duty Modern Warfare with me. Been sinking a lot of time in that game. It's sick. But I'll wrap it up here. I love you guys. Thank you for all the support. Leave me a like or a sub, a comment, anything you want to talk about. Find me over on Instagram, Jesse_Rebirth as well. Got really cool things coming up. I can't wait to get into it. I had a mind-blowing idea from our last video. This is our third video we did tonight. But this one will definitely air first, and it's going to jump 2 other videos I've already had filmed, because I want to share this with you immediately. But, yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I love you all, and keep buying toys.